All right, so let's discuss the movie. I mean, unless we want to wait for more viewers, or are you good to go?
I just want to talk for real, for real.
All right, then we will
And
just,
whoever
we'll
comes,
just talk.
cool. If anybody doesn't come, cool. Because at the end of the day, we gonna talk about it. Where do you want to start?
Well, all right, let's start with the very beginning. You know, it's not like we have to recap the movie. Just talk about what we like. So first of all, again, let's start with the very beginning. And when I say very beginning, I mean very beginning. The Sega logo. Oh my god. Like, so, wait a minute. Are you prepared?
Yes,
You got commercials going.
I'm listening. I
Jesus
don't have to
Christ.
listen. I can listen, you know.
Hey Pedro, what's up? Welcome to the stream. We are here to talk about the Sonic movie, so leave a comment, share your thoughts. I'm the one running the show because he's watching puppy videos right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, my wife.
Uh,
The obnoxious one.
I am definitely.
And appreciate the love for the Sonic fan game videos. Trying to rebuild upon that, but not about the fan games right now. We're talking about the movie.
Yeah, so as I was saying before, you know what? Let's discuss.
Let's just start off with the fact that Jim Carrey just held the movie to a standard.
That could be the end. We can talk about everybody's roles. That Sonic logo, so many feels. So before we get into everything, I just want to say, going into this movie, you know, hubby here is the main man for Sonic. You know, you guys follow him. He was pretty optimistic about the movie from the get-go. I, on the other hand, I'm actually I'll say kind of an X fan. The Sonic movie actually made me a fan again. So I went into the movie with a completely negative outlook. I thought it was going to be bad.
She thought it was gonna
be a mess. So let's talk about the movie and why, first of all, why it converted me back to Sonic. What I loved, and pretty much loved the entire movie. I have no negative things to really say, so there's that. So let's jump into it. So for the movie, the very first couple of seconds, you get that Sega logo, and it shows all of Sega's past video games, the Shenmue, and I think I saw Space Channel 5.
I think I saw Vector Man.
There was definitely Yakuza in there, and Jet Set Radio. Pretty much every video game they've ever played was incorporated into the logo. So no matter what's your thoughts on our Sonic, an X fan, how dare look. And wait, by X do you mean Sonic X? Because X I mean used to be a fan.
No, like
You
X.
put the letter X, so I thought you meant Sonic X.
I don't think so.
Okay, I don't want to.
Well, you might as well.
Well,
There's
yeah,
a
it's a
reason
stream,
why.
so alright, okay. So I'm a fan of the Adventure series, like an enormous fan, like a crazy fan. And I just feel like 3D fans were kind of, well, left out in these past couple of years. Not to say that 2D, 3D gameplay style is bad, but I prefer full 3D fleshed out games. I enjoy 3D environments, and the adventure games just, mwah! I just love the adventure games for what they were. I loved everything about them, from playing different characters, to the hub worlds, to gameplay style. Yes, I even love the treasure hunting. And not to say that has to stay in Sonic, but that's just what I love. And lately, you know, there's no Adventure 3 game. You know, they tried with 06, they rebooted the series, they failed. We know what happened with 06. We don't have to beat that dead horse. But, you know, they haven't really returned to that style, and I think it's just been forgotten. I don't even know if they know how to return to the adventure style. And I'm like, well, I don't want to sit here and wait for Adventure 3, and if it's never gonna come. So I'm like, forget it, I'm just done. I'm an old lady now, I need to get out of the fan base. But a part of me, I guess, just, you know, I was really glum about leaving, but I was constantly butting heads with other people. You know, the Sonic fan base can be pretty toxic, we all know. You know, there's a lot of people who fight and argue and think that their opinions are the best. And I just got tired of fighting every day. I just left. Left the fan base for good. For good! And then the movie drops.
Yeah, and then movie drops. And we all went through it. We all, as soon as we saw, Yo, as soon as I saw the trailer, I was just like, uh-oh. I didn't say, oh boy. I said, uh-oh.
Yeah, that original trailer just made it worse for me because I was like, oh my god, look at the way he looks. They don't know nothing about Sonic. They're gonna ruin this. It's gonna be bad. He's gonna be like, it's just gonna be ruined. It's like Sonic's reputation's gonna go way down the toilet. That's that was my mindset going into the movie.
I generally thought it was going to get worse before it got better.
I didn't think Sonic would. This is what I thought. I thought that if that movie failed, Sonic was just gonna be buried forever. Like, that was just gonna be the end of Sonic. Yeah, so I keep hearing about this Adventure remake, and they're kind of hinting at the Adventure series, and they've been hinting at the Adventure series forever. They were trying to hint at Adventure for Forces, and look what Forces came out to be. Like, oh yeah, we're returning to the dark, gritty. Yeah, no you're not. No you're not.
If Potak and Graph are writing the story, then
well, they left, so who knows?
Did they?
I heard that they left. So people were saying that, and they were cheering. You know,
it is what it is.
Tell me, so.
It is what it is.
And you know, I think the problem with the recent games is that they were basing the worlds and stuff off of the story they wrote. So if they wrote a bad story, then yeah, you're gonna get bad worlds. You're gonna get bad character interactions. You're gonna get bad everything. The writers are very important, you know. So hopefully they pick way better writers going forward. Maybe they'll pick Ian Flynn. He's a great writer. He's been writing forever. He knows the characters. He knows the series. So Sega, there's an idea for you. Please pick Ian. If Ian even wants to do it, he's like, nah, just stick with the comics. I'm not touching them damn games. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm not touching those games. But let's go back to the movie. I don't want to digress too far. That just wanted to give you my backstory as to why I was an X fan and why I lost hope. So, we get past this beautiful logo with all of the old games, and you get past this warm feeling of nostalgia, and it made me really happy, you know? But at that point, I was still feeling kind of negative towards the movie.
Yeah.
He was still kind of optimistic. He was out here saying, Sega!
Yeah. Look,
he was in the back.
I can't deny
really
that.
Was. He was geeking out the entire time. We went to see this movie 3 times. So,
did we?
Did we?
Yeah.
You know what? I thought we did.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just.
I think it was 2. I'm pretty sure it was 2.
But if we could, I think we would have gone back to 3.
Yeah, and now it's on. I think it's.
Yeah, we could buy the movie, so we.
Yeah,
can
it's
buy
on.
ourselves.
It's officially out now, so.
So now I've given you the backstory. We talked about the logo, getting us hyped. So let's get into the actual story. Now, of course, it starts off with Sonic and Eggman, typical chase and stuff, and then he rewinds it back. That part was cute. That part was funny. So, we get to the very first segment, Sonic's childhood, on in Green Hill Zone. Did they say the name of the island? He just said it was Green Hill.
Yeah, it was Green Hill Zone, but it was the South.
South Island? Yeah, I think it was South Island. Pretty sure Green Hill Zone is on South Island.
The fact that, well, for one, he already didn't have his shoes. That was an obvious given, and they were bad. His shoes.
Oh, you mean the shoes that he
and
grew
the
up
original shoes, the ones that he grew up with. Like, my gosh.
But before we get into that, I wanted to talk about Green Hill Zone. So, oh my god. Green Hill Zone was beautiful. Just the amount of detail they gave this game was, this
you already
movie.
into the game.
Yeah, I'm already into the games. Just the amount of detail they gave the movie from the games is amazing. So, first of all, he starts in Green Hill Zone. You know, it's like a realistic version of it, but it's vibrant. Like, it's still kind of like, almost still retains that cartoony feel that Sonic is known for. You know, you saw the palm trees were shaped all normal, you know. They were kinda, if I recall correctly. But, you know, the Green Hill Zone still had the checkerboard, and it had the stripes on the grass. So, when he ran over a bridge, it broke. Which,
like that little attention
just details
to detail.
like that. That attention to details was just beautiful. I'm like, they really paid attention to the games. Like, you guys actually know what you're talking about. Okay. And when I saw that, I was getting a little more hype. You know, I was getting a bit more excited. And I was like, okay, so we have writers who know what they're talking about. They know Sonic. They know what they're doing. And props again to Tyson Hess for jumping on this, because I'm sure a lot of the details from the games were probably put in by him. Because I heard, we're gonna get to the echidnas, but it was actually his idea to put a certain echidna in. But we're gonna get to that in a second. So Sonic runs, to his mother's house, a big owl. I'm like, so I like that they didn't show his actual hedgehog parents, because as far as we don't know nothing about Sonic the Hedgehog in game. Comics, they gave him all kinds of backstories, but unfortunately none of it's canon.
My man has a family. My man had I
think
his name was. You think his name was Maurice and all this other stuff.
We're not gonna get into the Ken Pender stuff. We're not even gonna mention it before he jumps on here and sues us all for even mentioning it. Look around. Is he out the window? He's probably creeping out the window now. But yeah, Sonic had a whole bunch of backstory in the comics, and but none of that was canon to the games. So in the games, we don't know anything about Sonic. We don't know if he has parents. We don't know if he has, if he's an orphan. We don't know anything.
We just know he's a mystery.
We just know he's a free, carefree hedgehog, and he's just living his best life. So here, they give him a bit of backstory. They give him an origin. So we know he's an orphan. He doesn't know his parents. He's raised by Owl, Longclaw. I kept calling her Loin. I didn't.
Loinclaw?
Yes, Loin. And I was like, why did they name her that? So weird. But then somebody like, no, it's Longclaw. I was like, makes sense because she's an owl with a... Stop it! I gotta beat him up. It's my way of showing love and affection.
Anywho.
So we get to this owl, and she's actually very pretty looking. Like, she's a pretty owl. Now, she's realistic. She doesn't really follow the cartoony style, anthropomorphic style. She's an actual owl-shaped creature. But she looks very pretty. I liked her. She was very noble and, a stout owl. And she was very serious, but I think she was a nice counter to Sonic's childish playfulness. Because he was only like, what, 4?
4 or 5.
Because they said 10 years later. Now, they said that Sonic's like 14 or 13 in the movie. Yeah, it's an origin story, so he's not 15 yet. He's probably going to be 15 later.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
And then he's going to be the Sonic we know, the teenager, cocky, possibly moody as he goes through puberty. Right now, he's a 13. That's why they made him more childish and hyperactive.
More emotional.
We'll get to that. But she didn't have long claws. You're right. You are right.
Y'all are just eating this up.
Here's the future of Sonic and Miles. The series will never die because it still sells and is a large part of Sega's product, regardless of how terribly it does.
This is true.
Yes, it will never really die, but I do believe that the movie itself has re-sparked a lot of passion for the series.
And let's be real here, all eyes are on Sega.
Yes.
Especially after that movie.
Well, we'll get to the, we're gonna get to that after we discuss the movie and what it did so beautifully. And the reason I'm going on and on about this opening sequence is because in the sequel, I would really love for them to take... Well, now that we know Tails is a part of this, and he's looking for Sonic, and he's most likely going to take him back to his world, I really want to see an expanded... I don't know what they're going to call the planet. I don't know if they're going to go by the American name Mobius, or if they're going to call it just Sonic's Planet. I mean... I don't know what... They didn't really give it a name in the movie, so they could call it Mobius.
This is true.
I don't know what they're gonna call it, but whatever they decide to call it, that's gonna be it, and I want to see that world expanded upon. I want to see Christmas Island. I would like for them to go back, because everybody knows Sonic was born on Christmas Island. That's always been his backstory. That's the only bit of backstory they ever gave us. So I would like for him to actually find Christmas Island and find remnants of his original home. Like, either his parents will be there or their bones will. I mean, that would be pretty dark. But, I would like him to go to Christmas Island. I definitely want him to go to some of the sites that you see in the classic game. So, and Angel Island, of course, because the Echidnas are going to be making a return. So,
Yeah, when we saw the Echidnas, they were ruthless. Like,
well, they were always savage. In the SA1,
yeah, they were always savage.
They tried to take on Chaos, and Chaos was like, I don't think so, and blew up their whole civilization, except for Tikal. They left her, and then she just died of old age or something. So we shall see. But I really, really, really loved the opening sequence. That was kind of what set it off for me, with the movie. So kudos to them. Kudos for them redoing Sonic's model and making sure that his world was accurate for one and beautiful. I really want to see that expanded. Now let's talk about the bulk of the movie, which was where the humans come in as Sonic is dropped off into Earth. So we see, I'm gonna start with, because I'm not gonna recap the movie, I'm just gonna talk about the aspects of it I like, because again, there was like nothing I didn't like. The series isn't going anywhere. It's hard to stay for better or for worse. Like Bugs Bunny and Mouse and Super Mario, the character will outlive us all. That's true. Wait, but don't new fans come in? Oh, because of loving games too, which is true, but I'm not sure. It's hard to say because the Sonic games kind of go unnoticed now. I would say. A lot of them do. I hate to say it because, well, first of all, Sega's marketing is atrocious. Sega doesn't really you don't. How many times did you go on TV and you see a commercial for Sonic?
I mean,
I saw one for Kingdom Hearts.
And
Final Fantasy VII.
Not more so. At the end of the day, because it's internet. Everything is internet based now.
Yeah, but I mean.
When they used to, every Thursday they would go live on Twitch and YouTube, and then sometimes they'll do their whole merchandise showcasing, but that's it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, Sega's marketing team needs to get fired, and they need to find people who know how to market, because I'm just saying it now that I'm an outsider to the series, because I'm like I said, I told everybody who came in before, I'm technically an X fan. I kind of fell off the series, and now I'm an outsider. I don't hear a peep about Sega. If it wasn't for this guy right here, I wouldn't know anything about Sonic, because once you're outside the fan base and you're outside of the circle, you don't hear anything. That Sega kind of keeps within their circle. It's like, all right, follow our pages and you'll hear all the news. No. What about people who are outside of the Sonic circle, who don't follow your pages?
And I hate to do this, but in comparison to, say, for example, Nintendo, if you know about their Nintendo Direct, everybody knows about their Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, because they put it out there. But if Sega has a Direct, I don't hear a peep about it. I don't even know if they do Directs. I didn't even know till I said it. So they have a lot of marketing. They gotta really brush up on their marketing, because that is going to be crucial, especially now that the movie is out, it's done well, and now there's all these new fans. Old fans like me who have come back, new fans. I saw all these little kids screaming about Sonic and Tails, and now everybody's waiting, and so far they're seeing and hearing nothing. I know it's scheduled, but honestly, I think, and here's where they keep messing up. Everybody's hyped about the movie. Now, because it's been released, now everybody's re-hyped about the movie.
Yeah.
Now is the time to release news. Don't wait until the anniversary. That's months from now. I mean, not really months, but it's April. But in 2 months, what the heck? I just saw Furry. What are you watching? Do we need to discuss?
What are you watching? You're the one that's interested in that. Get out of here. Don't put me on blast because you are interested in that foolishness.
I did not watch Beastar, I swear. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry.
Anyway, back on topic, you fruit cup.
He did say I'm obnoxious, right? Okay, so this is where Sega messes up. Everybody's hyped. Don't wait until the anniversary. Do it now. Tell us what is in store now. Give us something. Even a teaser. Nintendo released Breath of the Wild. Now, maybe they did it a little too early. Because now everybody's waiting and everybody's upset. But don't do it too early, but don't do it too late. You gotta find that sweet spot. They release news every month. But what has released so far? You guys said a mobile game or something? They said
the
merchandise.
The first one was the first one I believe was a mobile game. The second one was the second piece was consistent merchandising, and a lot. And oh, this is actually pretty important because I believe the IDW comic books are actually being sold in Japan now, which is
Wow.
that's a plus.
Okay, well that's a plus. However, here's my issue. Merchandise, okay. Mobile game. I mean, what was the mobile game? What was it? What was the title? What was it about?
Olympics.
Olympics? Okay, I mean the Olympics are kind of
But
niche.
it's just
And that is my problem. I mean, it's nice that you're doing merch, but are they doing Sonic movie merch or are they just doing generic merch?
both.
Okay, so that's a plus. That is a plus. Now, okay, so what now? Now what?
I mean, it's we're in month 3 or month 4, so 20th is something else is going. It's supposed to be something big this time, supposedly. We just have to wait and see. This is supposed to be the moment in time they're gonna release something about the game. That's speculation,
Okay.
but we'll see.
Well, I hope they do because everybody's
Was it-
hype. Everybody's looking forward to something. If they wait too long, they're gonna lose
Oh
everybody's
yeah, that's
interest.
Edris.
Hey, what's up, Edris?
Yeah, Edris came to our wedding.
Yes,
so.
yes, he did.
But I forgot what I was about to say. But yeah, it's either was supposed to be the 20th or the 27th. That's what I don't remember. But yeah, it's supposed to be.
All right, so I'm gonna continue blabbing about the movie and why it was beautiful and perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, now that I've yapped on about that, okay, so some people were kind of iffy about some of the jokes and about the humans. I, for one, liked the humans. I did. I thought Tom,
You just like pretzel lady.
I do like Pretzel Lady. She is a queen. But I like the dynamic they had with Sonic. I like that they're like his adoptive parents because Sonic never had parents in the game. Never. So I kind of like that he kind of gets parents now. It's like, oh, he gets parents and they baby him and they got him a room in a toy car race bed and he's happy and jumping on it. And he's got a pet dog. I mean, come on, that's wholesome stuff. Wholesome! But, so...
Do you feel that the story's tone comes to general Sonic media?
Oh, wow. Oh, that's a whole... Woo! First of all, we are gonna diverge completely from the movie because just to answer that... Okay, I don't know if I should let him answer because I could go on for hours. As you can see, I'm still blabbing about the movie. Everybody's moved on. I like the Donut Lord name too. Like that nickname was so cute, and then he just keeps calling him that Donut Lord.
Okay. Let me ask you this. 2 questions. 1, have you played a game called Ori and the Blind Forest? 2, have you
Now is not the time to be advertising other games
Why not?
because we're talking about
You need to
Sonic.
play Ori. Anyway, second, comics specifically. Have you
Well,
been
show them
reading
your back screen. Show them.
I've been playing, watching. They've been seeing
Well,
that
did they
all
see?
day.
I thought they didn't see your motion one.
Yeah. But those 2 specifically, story is. Let's be real here. It's called a video game for a reason.
Yes, it is.
She gets the video, I get the game.
Yes.
We're both happy.
So yeah, I guess we'll talk more about ourselves. So he's more of a gameplay fanatic, I'll say that. He cares the most about the physics. Like this is the physics man. For me, as long as the game is playable and I can get through it, I'm good. I care more about the story and the characterization, and I care more about the character interactions. I'm here for Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, I like this Hedgehog and his speed and how he interacts with Knuckles, how he interacts with Tails, how he interacts with Amy and Eggman. So that's what I care about. So for me, story, the writing, every bit of that is crucial. Or you're not going to hold my attention. I'm going to be like, what is this? What is this? I'm here for Sonic. That's why Sonic Boom completely just turned me away. Because it's like, you guys just completely changed them, and now they're just generic meme characters.
Like, you got a whole meathead here.
It's like, this is not Sonic. You could call him Tom, and it would be okay. Like, Sonic. What makes Sonic Sonic? He's just an island villager. So, writing to me, characterization, all of that matters. And the music. and the set pieces. But we're gonna get into that later.
So the reason why this movie is so interesting is because you see how much emotion Sonic has had throughout the course of this movie. Like the man was alone. First of all, no. Let's blackjack. First of all, he was alone at the age of 5.
Yeah.
He supposedly saw his mother get like taken over
either
and
she
shot.
got killed by
either she
arrows,
got killed or she got kidnapped,
kidnapped.
and he saw that at the last second. So he was having grief at that moment.
Probably post-traumatic stress disorder from seeing her get possibly killed.
And he had to deal with that for 10 years
by himself.
At least 10 years by
he's
himself.
He's a kid this entire time.
I'm sure he brushed it off, and you can tell because he was masking it. But then once we get to the football field, this man... Football field, baseball field, tomato. Sport field. There you go. This man gets to the field, and he's playing by himself, but then he
gets so into playing with himself that he envisions people in the crowds watching him and realizes when he goes in for the high five, nobody's there to give him one. And it's heartbreaking. It's like,
this man.
This poor baby. I even said that. I was like, poor baby. He just wants a friend. He just wants somebody to give him a high five. And nobody's there. That is beautiful writing. That's how you pull our heartstrings. Like, they were not even tugging them. They were yanking them. They're like, oh, you want to feel something for his hedgehog? Here you go.
And the cool thing about it is he knows about his speed, but he doesn't know about his power.
He doesn't know about his power because, Longclaw kind of told him, like, you have a very strong power and people are going to want it. But I don't think he knows the extent of his power. He doesn't know how strong he can get. And
we saw that.
He has no control over at this point because he can't really control his emotions. Now that he has a family and some stability, he probably will learn how to control his emotions better. But he's also a teenager. He's going to go through puberty. So, because, even though he's a hedgehog, he acts like a human. So he's gonna go through puberty. He's gonna become that cocky little
bastard
that we love so much. Because right now, again, he's 13. They verified this. Apparently, they wrote a novel for the movie, which I keep asking you for, but you don't want to get for me. Yes, that. And they verified that he's like 13. They said like he was about 3 or 14. They said he was about 3 or 4 when all of that happened. 10 years later, we see in the movie that it's 10 years past. And so then you can kind of do the math, and you're like, oh, he's 13 or 14. So he's a teenager, but he's a fresh teenager, a freshman. 14, 13, somewhere around there, and he's gonna go through puberty. That's going to be fun seeing him get real emotional.
And then enters Dr. Robotnik.
So let's talk about Jim Carrey.
My man.
Jim Carrey has returned.
He carried this movie carried it on the back of his.
But see, here's the thing about this. Sonic is the main character, and Ben Schwartz, kudos to him. He did a fantastic Sonic. But just as Sonic is the hero, Eggman is the villain. They are two sides of the same coin. They both have to be on point. And this is where I really want to get into, and because this also goes into the future of the series. Eggman has to be on point in order for the story to be written well. Because if your villain is a clown, Generations, some of the other games I won't mention, because I don't want to start a war here. If he's a clown and you can't take him seriously, then the hero has nothing going for him. He's like, oh, well, he's a clown, so all I have to do is bop him once and he's done. Yay! Great story, guys. Eggman has to be conniving. He has to be sly. He has to be evil genius. That's what he is.
I have to take. Well, okay. I have to agree with her in that regard because Jim Carrey had a sense of balance.
Yeah, he was crazy. He was egotistical.
He was psycho, egotistical. And then the fact that the man called the woman collateral damage,
he took one look at the wife
And he was like,
pretzel lady, and he was like, oh,
"You got a
what's
nice
her
friend?
name?
You got a
What's
nice
her
friend?
name?
Collateral damage. Like,
Ooh,
excuse me?
he's gonna kill her? Like, that was dark. That was dark.
And then-
it was a good joke, but that was dark.
He said something else that really got me. He said something about an egg sack. I was like,
yeah.
this is PG-13. Is this PG or PG-13? I'm like,
He was talking about his robot.
yeah. And then
He was like, oh yeah, he said something about an egg sack, and he was like, oh, and look at what's in my egg sack.
Like-
Like, you have no egg sack.
bro, chill. I can't call it.
I never played Skylanders, but that's a good example. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, if you have an enemy that can't be taken seriously, then you have a bad story, because it's like the story is centered around stopping that enemy. So it's like if the enemy's a joke, the story's a joke, and it ruins everything. So kudos to them and
Jim.
big props to Jim Carrey for making a
Enticing.
well-balanced Eggman. Like, he was fun, he was dancing in his thing, he got scared shitless by his agent, and then he demanded a latte from him after abusing him the entire movie. But yeah, Crush 40, awesome. At least they're still here. They're like the one thing that's consistent with Sonic for real. They've been here since Adventure. They've been here a long time. Sheesh. Old men. Alright. Crush 40. Now he's really 40. Okay, let me stop. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got me.
Okay. You got it there. You got it, boo.
You see what See, I'm not gonna say that when I'm 40. I'm gonna be like, damn, now I'm crushing. Okay, I'm sorry. Puns everywhere. Let me stop. I'm sorry. I had sugar today. Let me get back to the movie. So yes, Eggman must be balanced. I'm gonna stop there. I do want to add, I do like the sleek look of all of his like his whole thing. Like all of his robots,
and stuff like that.
They all look sleek and shiny. I like that shine.
And
Sonic's reflection in it when
I
all the lasers.
I have to point this out, and this is just a minor nitpick. When he came with his truck, I personally feel like that truck should have been like done.
I did hear a lot of people say that the military should have came in with gun trucks.
Yes.
That was a missed opportunity.
But
Hopefully,
it's fine. It's
a tiny nitpick, but you know, it's more like a suggestion. Like, hey, maybe in the future, in the sequel, they rebrand.
That would have been a good origin, though.
Yeah, it would have been. Like, they rebrand the military to gun, and it really works because, as we know in SA2, his grandfather. Now we don't know about Eggman himself, but his grandfather kind of not really gun, but he was with the government kind of. He had like I guess funding, and then the government shut him down because of this experiment. So he was a part of it, and I'm pretty sure they had gun boxes. Like when you're in Shadow the Hedgehog, I hate to bring up that game. What in the world is that?
I love that. That is lit. Oh, and I don't usually say that. I just happen to scroll down.
But I'm pretty sure like there was gun equipment. I'm pretty sure the government was working right because the gun commander in Shadow the Hedgehog literally said Maria was like a sister to me. So yeah, they were working with guns. So it would be interesting if that's how Eggman started. He started with gun, following his grandfather's footsteps.
Look, I need to start making
Not knowing that his father got
writing down my stories.
Yeah, I mean that's the good thing about the movie. Like, there's so much material to work with, and the way they did it was just brilliant. And it's really inspiring. It's like, hey, they could do this, they could do that, and that's what's good. If you can come up with ideas, theories, and suggestions, it's a good movie. It is. That's the way it's supposed to be, you know? So, that's pretty much I like the humans. They were not in the way. They did not take away from Sonic himself, like Godzilla.
There's been a few movies like that.
Yeah, Godzilla was the worst. I went in there for a monster and I got 90% human, and Godzilla came storming in at the last minute, rampaging through. Anyway, but I digress.
A few movies did that.
I digress, but they did not take away. They kind of added to Sonic, you know, like the way Tom and Sonic kind of played off each other, you know.
Now we're shifting over to the more comedic piece of the movie when they get to the bar.
Oh my god, the bar was cute. I love that.
First of all, let's start outside of the bar when he was in the car.
And
When he was in the
was
truck and he was just losing his I'm sorry, he was losing his shit.
He was hyperventilated.
Like he was in the window just
He was fogging up the glass because
he just wanted to go. He wanted to go so bad,
He
but
was ready to be with a motorcyclist. Unfortunately, the motorcyclist called him a hipster. He was like, "How dare you!" He was so offended. But that whole scene was cute, and then he tore up.
First, you can tell he doesn't know his own strength because he tried to beat up that one guy and got absolutely nothing.
That's his normal strength. Yeah, his little fist can't do anything, but if he was supposed to be in
Yes.
his super hyper mode, whatever
Where it
mode they want to
adds-
call that, his electrified mode, he
Adding
probably
speed to it.
knocked somebody's head off, literally. Clean off their
He
shoulders.
can knock some screws loose. We've
Yeah.
seen it in the comics. We've seen it in Sonic X. We've seen it in all these others.
He needed a bag when he was hyperventilating.
Oh. Yes, he needed a bag.
He desperately needed a bag. So, you know, the way they did Sonic, he's just this
then
hyperactive, really adorable hedgehog.
Just the cream of the crop when they pulled the what is his name? Quicksilver? The Quicksilver moment. When
Oh,
they were in
yeah.
the slow motion.
Yeah, that was cute. That was cute.
Lit.
The whole scene was cute. You know, it just showed Sonic's playful side, his mischievous side, you know, and a little bit of cockiness. You know, he tried to take on Big Willie or whatever the hell his guy's name was, and he couldn't. You know, but I think it's also because he's younger.
It showcased that he doesn't know about his abilities. The chase with Eggman and his little robot when he kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
And he was like, "How did you do that?" And he said, "I had no idea." So they literally tell you in the story he doesn't know how to control his power. He doesn't, like, when he does it and he electrifies, he's like, "Oh, how'd that happen? I have no idea how I just did that." So I'm pretty sure later on he's gonna, I mean, kind of at the end, I know I'm skipping ahead, at the end of the movie we kind of see that he powered up.
Yeah,
So
he
it
gets
seems like he's starting to get how to control it a bit, but he's not there yet. I'm thinking that, you know, by next... Again, we didn't even get to see Super Sonic, because, you know, they had no Chaos Emeralds here, but I don't know, once he gets a hold of them, he's gonna be ridiculous. But we'll see how that all plays out. So, did you want to add?
I'm just fast forwarding to the moment where he actually got his shit.
Go on, talk about the shoes. This is you. I'll be quiet.
I mean, this is the point where I just want to get. Why have those shoes even come out yet? Does anybody know? Because I got all three of the other ones. You might as well put it in my bag right now and just give them to me.
You'd have to check the Puma site.
I don't think they are though. Not yet. I don't think they.
Well, now with coronavirus, probably not, because the shoes, I mean, unless you know your size perfectly, sometimes you gotta try it on, and I don't think any shoe stores are open anywhere at all in the world, so
Yeah, I
they
guess.
might wait. Plus, they can't really design a shoe if they can't go into the office.
That's true.
A lot of offices just everywhere for most companies are closed unless they're essential. So
But yeah, once
We're
I
probably gonna have to
saw the shoes, I geeked out.
they were cute, and I was like, "What is a little girl doing with these shoes
So
that were not in her size?"
I think that's okay because that gives people a moment to world build. And
Well, I
get more
also
depth.
want to add real quick. So this is an origin story. Remember, Sonic didn't even have the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic 1. They didn't
Yes.
come about till what, Sonic 2?
Yes.
So, and now that Tails is in, the sequel will technically be Sonic 2. You know, with the introduction of Tails.
Yeah. So
So,
I can
I'm
see
pretty
why
sure-
they. So they said they wanted to, but it doesn't make sense to do it so soon. That's like putting all your eggs in one basket. Sonic
Yeah.
Forces. Ooh.
You
Anyway.
have to world build. You can't introduce everything. You know, it'd be like Amy and Knuckles showing up in this one. It's like, whoa,
Slow down. I know we're trying to be Sonic and
Roll
all,
out the
but
story smoothly. You have to have proper pacing. You can't just shove everything. Hey, Jazzy! I love how I stopped midway to talk to every single one of you. But you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You have to. He doesn't like it when I sit cross-legged. I know it's bad for you. You can mess up your knees, and I keep it. One had 6. Well, I didn't mean that, but I mean like it didn't have supersonic.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, so I should rephrase. Not that they didn't have the Chaos Emeralds, but the Chaos Emeralds didn't really create supersonic. They were just something you collect to get the happy ending.
Once you get to Sonic 2, that's when things get a little more interesting.
Yeah, then you get the 7, and then he goes super.
So.
Following Dragon Ball Z. Sorry.
I mean,
I'm not trying to start a war.
Didn't they admit that though?
Yes, he
So-
said he was a fan. One of them said they were a fan. Either Naoto
I don't.
or it was Yuji.
I
One
don't
of them
know.
was a fan.
I don't object. Supersonic, look, swaggy. Come on now, look at this man.
I think Akira Toriyama, you guys know, the author
this
of
guy.
Dragon Ball.
Look at him. Look at him.
He
Look at him.
said he was flattered, I think.
Fucking badass. Look at this guy. Just golden or. Look at that guy.
Oh my god. You just like it because it looks like anything that looks like Dragon Ball
It's
Z,
not
he
even the
thinks
fact that it looks. No, not true. Not true. Because I saw this before I saw Dragon Ball Z.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, dear.
Anyway, I digress.
I like how Fleetway's in mix in here too. Fleetway's from the British comics.
The UK comics,
Yeah,
yeah.
the UK.
But anyway.
So yeah, so I mean, it's not like the Chaos Emeralds didn't make a minor appearance because if you look on his map in the movie,
Right, his map.
It
And the
had a
rings.
chaos.
And the rings. And the map.
yeah. So I don't know if that was supposed to be the Master Emerald because it was just one and it wasn't colored in, or if it was supposed to be just a regular. Hey Lee, yes we're streaming. I thought he let you know.
Yeah.
You didn't invite anybody,
I did.
so we're just streaming here to just. People are just finding this randomly. You didn't tell nobody. Nobody.
Hold on.
Oh, they pointed
Somebody
it out.
actually. Wow.
So somebody actually, if you wait, our picture's kind of in the way of the corner. Yeah, that would be good.
Just so you guys can see the music. Okay, so
They kind of pointed arrows at every little bit.
there's
So.
I'm pretty sure this
Wow.
is speculation, but
Well, okay, let's start from the corner. So they're saying that it looks like an Unleashed World map. Either that or that's just supposed to be
that's Earth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm pretty sure that map was Earth. That's where he's at now. So he said Unleashed. Now, obviously, the second one is the Sega Saturn.
Logo.
Everybody said that. That was a really cute one. So Sonic 1 concept art. Really? That was concept art for Sonic 1? I've never even seen that. And they
Nice
really
callback.
pulled that?
Nice
That's
callback.
crazy. That's a nice callback. I'm surprised somebody actually picked that up. Now this one, I'm actually surprised that I didn't check that out. That little checkerboard world, Sonic 3 Blue Sphere. Oh my god, and you can see it. I'm like, wait a minute. That is technically a planet.
I mean, yeah.
So he went to the Blue Sphere planet with no food.
So
that
this
would've
one,
been
I feel
bad.
like this one's kind of hit or miss. The-
Yeah, so he said it was a mushroom world, but we don't know if that's the Mushroom Hill Zone on Angel Island. And now, Mushroom Hill Zone was a forest.
Because technically that would be with Knuckles.
Yes, which would make sense. Now, they could do that, but the Mushroom World seemed to be just a wasteland of mushrooms. Now, not to say that
I
that
think-
couldn't be on the island,
I think this
but
is
it looks
just
like a huge wasteland.
This is just me talking, but I think they were trying to throw some shade to a certain
Mario.
I'm-
He said, I hate mushrooms.
Yeah, the way he said, "I hate mushrooms." Like, who are you talking about? What do you mean? What you mean? I'm just saying.
So, Secret Rings World Ring, which could be. You can see that.
I can't-
Oh, they put all of these.
Yeah,
They say
yeah, it
that's
could be
either
one of
giant-
these.
giant
I
ring-
don't think it can be this one because
Well, that's not a world, so
Yeah.
you know. So I would say it could be
It's
a
just-
Knuckles Chaos Rings or a World Ring. Well, since it's supposed to be a world, it would make sense that it's a World Ring. So South Island, obviously.
yeah. But all of it at this point it's just speculation, which makes it so interesting.
And then they said Chaos Emerald, Super Master Emerald. Yeah, I'm pretty
Exactly.
sure. Oh, how do you guys feel about Tales portrayal on Forces? Okay, here's the... Oh boy. You can't talk about sports to this man because he...
I'm gonna tear it limb from limb, so I'm gonna let her do it.
I'm just gonna keep it simple. Tails' portrayal was bad because they made it seem like he was traumatized because Sonic got kidnapped, but Sonic's kidnapping was completely watered down. He was cracking jokes the entire time. He was not tormented. They kept him in the cell, and they fed him chili dogs every day.
And
he
apparently the whole tortured to death thing was a... What's the word I'm looking for?
I didn't see.
Misinterpretation? Mistranslated?
Mistranslation? What did I say in Japanese then?
I can't tell you.
Oh.
But...
Yeah, he was like, Sonic, help me! I was like, what happened to all of his character development? Tails is...
It's like...
Here's the thing.
Like Sonic Adventure didn't exist.
Well, that's exactly the point. In Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, Tails' entire character arc his character development was about standing up on his own. You know, he's 8 years old and not depending on just Sonic. He's like, yeah, I want Sonic to need me. I want to be there for Sonic. Help him. Not just be a sidekick. Be his friend that helps him on his adventures. I don't want to be a detriment to him. I want to stand on my own 2 feet. Be a hero with my own regard. And in Adventure 1, he did. He literally stopped the bomb from detonating and everybody cheered for Tails. He stopped and he did it all by himself. No Sonic, and he says, I did it, Sonic! And he's like, yeah, way to go, buddy,
Little things like that.
He was like worthy of being the sidekick pretty much.
There you go.
And and he was never tortured. They kept him in a cell. He told knock-knock jokes. And they gave him chili dogs every day. He wasn't tortured. Like, what is this? When they showed him in the cell, I was expecting him to be beaten down, scratched up,
like a little bit of boo-boos.
Here's the problem. Here's the big problem. In the game, Sonic is pretty much a Mary Stu. It's a Gary Stu. In other words, a Gary Stu is somebody who's perfect and untouchable. And Sonic now is untouchable. They don't, they kicked his ass and threw him around like a beanbag, but then it didn't do anything. It didn't matter. They put him in a cell. He breaks out by himself. Nobody even saved him. It's like...
He was surrounded, though. I give that one a little bit more of a pillow because 1, he was surrounded. 2, you had the Titan around there. So,
Tails wasn't unleashed.
Yeah.
I totally forgot.
Yeah, he was surrounded at one point.
Yep, Tails even has a super form, and it's like he.
Heroes says no otherwise. So, and apparently it's non-canon for others to have the other people to have super form.
And that I don't agree with because they're making Sonic a perfect Gary Stu. Then you know what a Mary Stu is? Or Mary Sue and a Gary Stu. I keep mixing it up because I'm like dyslexic, sorry. But a Mary Sue and a Gary Stu is somebody who's written perfectly, they have no flaws. And yeah, Sonic does have flaws, but at this point, yes, I am exaggerating a little bit, but he's pretty much perfect. He's untouchable. He just saves the day every single time. He's supposed to be tortured, but they show him completely fine in the cell. That's Gary Stuism. You're making him perfect. Show Sonic beaten down. Show him cornered. I think Sonic should have. Yeah, he should. Honestly, he should have. He should have had post-traumatic stress disorder.
He pretty much broke reality. And
you can't say somebody's tortured and not show the effects of being tortured. He walks out of a cell after 6 months fine. Nothing happened. You know what happens when people are in solitary confinement for a week? They go insane. Insane. That is literally psychology. There you go. I was supposed to say physiology. Wrong word. Psychology. That is basic psychology.
I hate that logic.
In the classic timeline, non-canon in the modern timeline. Oh, yeah.
The whole super form thing. So it's classic, it's canon in their classic times. That little... We'll talk about canon later. Ooh.
As a matter of fact, so I think I've pretty much covered everything I enjoyed from the story. I like the little tidbits. I like Sonic's original world. I like the humans. I pretty much like everything.
We have to talk about Tails.
We gotta talk about Tails.
We have to talk about Tails, and then if there will be, and there should be, a sequel.
Yes. Because I know we're kind of jumping around. We are, but
it's a stream. That's the point.
It's just a stream. We're just talking about it. But only time you see Sonic beaten down was in the Archie comics. Yes, exactly, and that's why people are more invested in the comics because they show Sonic's weaknesses.
Bro, can we talk about a moment for the comics for just a moment? This is all you, boo.
The comics.
The comics? Yo,
The zombie
my
infection.
man is tired. He is weary. That man is about to crack. I'm surprised he's even walking at this point. This is sheer and utter willpower. I'm pretty sure at some point the Chaos Symbols are going to revive him, but that's not the point. My man is done.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Well, I mean, we can talk a little bit about the comics because, again, I kind of said in the future that I will like Ian Flynn and the comic people to write for the game.
I had to beg her to read the comics.
He did. I was so done with Sonic. You know, I know a lot of people love Sonic in the series, and I'm glad you all have your passion, but I completely lost it. Like, I just could not get into the games anymore. Even now, as much as I love the adventure games, like, I could prattle on about those games, I can't even touch them because I'm just like, I just can't. That's how bad it was for me. Like, people have no idea how bad. Like, Sonic was just done. Dead. And in this movie, you know, that's how good the movie
comics
is.
did it for
That's
her.
how good the movie is, that they kind of brought me back. And the comics, I will give props to the comics, they did kind of bring me back too. I'm still not into the games yet, but it's, oh my god, with coronavirus.
Yeah.
And there's a virus spreading in the comics and there's a virus spreading in real life.
Wow.
That's sad.
Ironic. Fitting. Whatever you
Now
want to call
fitting.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Sonic
he's-
Burnout. Pretty much. That's what I'm going.
But as far as sequels goes, they can go a couple of ways with it.
Yeah, so let's talk about the sequel. Let's talk about Tails and where they could possibly go with this. So as everybody knows, Tails appears at the end. My parents didn't really care. They just, oh yeah. That's how a lot of parents were. My parents didn't really look at Shadow the Hedgehog until they heard him say damn. That was pretty bad. That was bad. What
Right,
up,
I guess.
Sonic the Hedgehog? I like saying that, sorry. So Tails appears at the end of the movie.
So here's the question. How does he know who he is looking for?
And that's where people talk about Longclaw. A lot of people speculate she's not really dead because the only person who knows about Sonic's whereabouts is Longclaw. She knew which world he went to. She's the one who opened the portal. So how on earth...
Tails was not born
Now,
when...
here's the thing though. Tails does have a communication. Well, yes, Tails wasn't born, but Tails does have a little tracking device, so maybe he was following his power. So there's a couple ways I could say, but again, who raised Tails? Who told Tails about Sonic? The Echidnas wouldn't have, that's for sure.
Right.
Amy wasn't even introduced. We don't even know that. Amy might have been born. I think she's only a year younger than Sonic, but she would have been a baby. She would have been a crib. So she couldn't have been her. The only
News
person...
travels in Sonic's world. So that's the other speculation. The Echidnas. Yeah, maybe that's true. Maybe the Echidnas. Maybe the word spread about him and this.
Well, that's true.
That hedgehog that can run very quickly, like that. That news. If you're powerful enough, that will spread. That's true. So that's where
Well,
it can...
here's the thing. The Echidna clan they were always an isolated tribe that kind of kept to themselves. So even if they were talking amongst themselves, unless somebody was creeping up and sneaking on them, maybe I could see that. Like maybe Tails was walking in Angel Island, but then again, it's Angel Island, so how would he get up there? I mean, I know he can fly, but why would he go to their island knowing that there's an angry tribe up there, angry?
I genuinely believe that Longclaw's alive.
I do
That's
too.
my speculation. That's
well,
my
the fact that
top
so many people
speculation.
in the fan base actually like her, and there have been people reaching out to Jeff Fowler saying, please don't let her die, they might be a little bit more inclined to keep her alive just because people are begging him to not have her dead. So we'll see. But there are, it could maybe, actually the fact that the Echidnas were in the Green Hill Zone kind of means maybe they were away from their island. But then again, we didn't see their village, we just saw them hunting. So maybe they came down in search of Sonic, they weren't on Angel Island. So maybe if the Echidnas aren't as isolated as I think, and they actually do voyage around the world, then yes, it is plausible that Tails possibly saw them in passing. Maybe he was hiding behind a bush so they didn't fight him on sight. And he overheard them talking about, we got to get that hedgehog. He went to that planet, you know. So yeah, we need more of her background. I do agree. I like Blanca. I do. You know. I hope they do bring her back.
So now the final question.
Sorry. I just wanted to see Sonic and Longclaw's reunion and have him hug her after 10 years away from her.
Right. So now here's another question. I mean, how many characters would you want to be in the? Are you okay with just?
Not too many. So.
No, not the others. I'm just saying specifically Knuckles.
He's like
the trio, and
just the trio.
Just the trio, and maybe the villains like.
I don't know how they would introduce Amy though.
Yeah, that's. I would think that would be more for later.
Yeah, because Amy came into a game that introduced the time travel, and it's like, I don't know how they're gonna do all that, but you know, because I don't know if touching time travel would be good. Maybe they could do something else for Sonic CD. Like maybe instead of the whole past and future thing, they could just have Eggman develop Metal Sonic. Like maybe at the end of the sequel, it'll hit towards Metal Sonic, and then he's kidnapped Amy.
So here's another thing. Eggman specifically said he's gonna be here before Christmas.
Yes.
He's on a mushroom planet. It's possible they might be gearing it towards Knuckles. And what makes this so interesting is I know I'm jumping, but what if Knuckles and Sonic meet? Because technically there's gonna be some beef. And it's gonna be from Sonic.
Nice OBD. No, wait, what were you saying? I was reading what he said.
But I was specifically talking about the confrontation between Sonic and Knuckles, if it was to happen.
Well, I think if the Echidnas are going to be a prominent part of the next movie, they gotta kind of bring in Knuckles. Like, I don't think the movies are gonna follow the game like tit for tat. Like, I don't think, you know, the Sonic movie 1, like Sonic 1 is gonna be covered in the first, then Sonic 2 is gonna be in the second, you know. And I don't think they're gonna do that. I think maybe the next one will probably be a blend of Sonic 2 and Sonic 3.
I agree.
You know, so I think that it'll
showcase,
focus on Sonic and Tails.
Yeah, this the bond that they're going to have, and then he goes back home, and he has to something happened at home.
And I'm thinking it's the Echidnas.
Yeah, something happened at home that made Tails come to a new world and search for Sonic. Like something happened. Sonic's gonna have issues going. He's gonna have a confliction between staying home and going back home.
Yeah.
And then finally, something's gonna happen. I feel like somewhere along the line, we're gonna be introduced to Knuckles.
So, actually, if we go... Now, this isn't based on what I've read, because I still don't have access to the Sonic novel. I hope to buy it. And yes, there is a Sonic novel for the movie. I keep saying Sonic novel. There's a novel for the Sonic movie. So, check that out and buy it if you want. It gives you more insight into the backstory of the movie and their ages, and I heard, now this is what some girls on Tumblr were saying, my friends on Tumblr, they said that in the novel, it said that Sonic was enrolled in middle school. Like at the very end, like, or Maddie was talking, Pretzel Lady's name. I keep forgetting her name, I keep calling her Pretzel Lady. But Maddie was talking about enrolling Sonic in school, because you know, she's the mom. Yeah. She's gotta be the one who enrolls him in school so he can get an education.
Oh, God.
So that's what I heard. Now, I can't verify that because I don't have the story. So if anybody has it, by all means, please confirm it or not. But I plan on buying it and then I'll read it for myself. But that's what I heard, that it was talked that like Maddie was talking about enrolling him in middle school. So Sonic will pretty much be starting a new life. As a matter of fact, the sequel, I envision, will start out with Sonic living his new life. He's gonna have human friends. He's gonna, you know, go home, give his mom and dad, because they're technically his mom and dad now, they adopted him, a high five, like, hey, and they're like, do your homework, you know, yelling at him like he's a kid, you know. So that's how I feel like the sequel's going to begin, just based on the information we get from the novel. So, if that's in the novel. Again, I'm going by speculation. That's what people were saying, that they bought the book and they read it, so we'll find out what happens. But, Yeah, I think he's gonna be conflicted when he meets Tails. He's gonna be like, oh my god, there's another one like me. And they're gonna be friends, and he's gonna click with him, and then he's gonna have to leave his life in the human world behind, or he'd have to learn to flip-flop between the two worlds.
I mean, he's got the ring to do
He's
it.
got the rings, and if he goes back to his world, he could get more rings. So, as long as he keeps a stash on him, he's good. So he could technically, and maybe that's gonna ultimately happen. He's gonna end up going back and forth between the worlds. Because what if there's a time skip? And there could be, because you know, Sonic, again, I said this before, Sonic is said to be 13 or 14. He's not officially his official age of 15 yet. So there could be a time skip. If he's 13, which I think that's what they said, they time skip 2 years until he's 15. Which will be the Sonic we all know and love.
Yeah.
Not, you know, so, or they might gradually get to that point. I don't know.
And let's be real here. This man's about to have a whole revelation. He is about to be the cocky in the sequel. He's about to be the cocky little asshole.
Yes. Yep. With Tails helping him out. There could be a time skip because let's say Tails is 6 and Sonic's like 14. 2 years. So Tails is now 8, the way he is in the games, and then Sonic is now 15, the way he's supposed to. So by then they'd have enough time to become best friends. So a time skip would make sense. You know, you don't have to show everything, but you know.
It helps.
But I don't know if that's gonna happen because Eggman says he's gonna be back by Christmas. The same now, obviously, you know, that's gonna be now if he's saying Christmas, and I think it was summer when they had their first adventure, so that would be 6 months. So I don't think there's gonna be a time skip. I think Eggman's gonna come back and he's going to threaten somebody.
Something.
So, I mean, if Sonic's gonna end up jumping back and forth between the worlds, what could happen is the Knuckles clan is probably gonna be terrorizing everybody in Sonic's original world, and Eggman might be terrorizing the humans in the human world, and he might have to go back and forth, and appears to be a multi-dimensional savior here. So we'll see how that plays out. I mean, it could. What novels are for Laugh Out Loud the In-Between? What novels? There's only one novel. Did I miss it? What's going on? No, novels for the In-Between? I think the games are in-between, aren't they? Isn't that how they were doing it? Like, I thought Sonic 1 was supposed to be with him on Green Hill Zone and all that, doing his little adventure. No, wait, never mind. Because that'd be Egg. Never mind. Well, Sonic 1 Green Hill Zone, and then, you know, Sonic 2 will be them going back to the world. The games are in between. Kind of.
But good movie overall.
Yes, very good movie. So, where do they all go? We just talked about the sequel, but now we can talk about not just the sequel, but the direction of the series. Now, we've kind of been talking about it this entire time.
Where do we go from here?
Like, now that we've seen the success of this movie, where does Sega go from here? Where do they go with the games? Where do they go with advertising? Here's what I think they should do at
Start
this
with
point.
a story first.
Shibu? That's a cute name, if I'm saying that right. Please correct me on the pronunciation, because I feel like I'm saying it wrong. But if not, Shibu is a very cute name. Hello. How are you? No, you are not too late. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
We just finished. Well, just to give you a yeah, we're basically just finished recapping the movie. So now we're on the future of what we think Sonic should do, or what he should.
Yeah, I kind of I keep saying recap, but we pretty much discussed the pros because there are no cons. You had one little nitpick about the
nitpick,
and it was literally about the military not having the gun symbol, which I thought would have been well. We pretty much talked about why this movie is perfect and why it brought me back as a fan. Shibo. I knew I was saying it wrong. Shibo. Okay. Hello, Shibo.
But yeah, where do we go from here?
So now we're discussing where do we go from here. Where do they take the games? Where do they take the direction of the series? Where do they... Well, we already talked about where they could go with the sequel. You know, Tails comes back. Is Long Kong alive or dead? What are they going to do with the Knuckles clan? What are they going to do with Eggman? And is he going to come back by Christmas, or is it actually going to take him longer? You know, stuff like that. But where do we go with the sequel? So that's kind of what we're getting into now. And there we go, revamp the story. Oh my god, me too. So I was telling everybody earlier that I was an X fan. Like, I kind of just fell off the series completely. And the movie made me, bam, like, I am just back into Sonic. Like, a couple months ago, I would not be sitting here talking with him about Sonic right now. That's how bad it was. I was Sonic burnt out. I was done. Sonic was, I hate to say this, Sonic was dead to me. And then this movie comes and I just fall in love all over again. So
I mean, all things considered, I was at wit's end as well since 2 years ago. But the only reason I'm here, I was here in the first place, is specifically because of the fans and the fan games that have. Yeah. Do you see that? I'm gonna need all of y'all to try that game ASAP. That's the reason why I'm still here. Fan games have been the GOAT for the past few years.
Well, while we're at it, we can advertise. So the Sonic fan base, as toxic as some people are in the fights and everything, that's kind of what drove me away. I gotta give my props to the people who make fan games. The fan game community is excellent. Sonic vs. Darkness, that was a good one. The Sonic Infinity Engine is really good. It has a lot of potential. The Sonic Heroes fan game. The Sonic Heroes project. There's a Sonic 06 project with the Infinity Engine. So, kudos to the Sonic fans. Oh look, you play it? What?
It's a good one.
It's a very good one. So, Forces have potential is undercooked. Yes, absolutely. And Forces killed the canon. First of all, they said classic Sonic was a part of a different dimension. That just ruined everything. That right there just needs to get killed off and revamped.
You know what? While you talk, I'm gonna get something.
Oh, okay. So he wants me to blab on, which I can do for 10 days straight. I feel as if Sega should, so I'm just reading, should build off of the success of the movie. Absolutely. They have new fans and eyes watching them, waiting for the next move. Maybe an adventure remake. Everybody keeps hinting at that. Okay. So let me say this. For one, with the adventure remake, well, I personally don't want a remake because I fear that Sega would, let me explain this. A remake means that you actually go in and remake the game from the ground up, from the gameplay to the graphics to the music sometimes. I mean, sometimes they just remix the music, they don't really change that. And they add in cutscenes, they change the story sometimes. That's what I heard with the Final Fantasy VII. They actually changed some aspects of the story. I don't know if I want them to change it too much. Maybe if it proves, but the way Sega's been writing the stories, I'm too nervous. I'd rather them just keep the original writing just to be on the safe side. That's just me. So instead of a remaster, instead of a remake, I would like a remaster where they just, they keep everything the same. They keep the original 1998 audio. They keep, all that. They just clean up the graphics. They remake the models, but everything else should just be remastered. Because I am just too afraid that, it's gonna bite fans in the ass. Pretty much, yeah. I'm afraid that they would destroy it. I really am. I don't trust them enough to handle a remake. I don't think they can do it. I don't even know if they know how to program in 3D anymore. To be honest.
They got Taxman in them.
Well, that's true, but they're mainly 2D guys, aren't they? Does Taxman do 3D?
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, I don't know. That is Shiba. We are okay. You and me are right here. Okay, okay, because that is exactly what I said earlier in the stream. I said they should hire Ian Flynn because Ian Flynn knows the series. He's been writing since the 90s or maybe the early 2000s. He knows the series. He can write well. We love the comics. It's really good.
Yeah.
Is that Crystal Iteration playing? Y'all got some of the best bangers in here. I'm playing the sexy music right now.
Oh! Excuse me. I know music. Thank you. I live and breathe it.
Yes.
Now, there is something else that they could do, which I feel like at this point, I don't know.
What was that? What are you doing? Are you playing a game on our stream?
Might as well.
No! No, we're talking.
We're talking. We're talking, and we're in a chow
It's
garden.
messing up the music.
Music's music.
They want to hear.
And I'm gonna turn it down.
You turn it up.
Once I figure it out.
You're turning it up.
In due time. See?
Oh.
Music off. See?
Oh.
Are you happy?
Yes.
All up in my Kool-Aid. Don't even know the flavor.
Actually, great flavor.
Fired.
You don't like cherry flavor. You
Fired.
like grape.
Fired. Super fired. Anyway, what the and it's like okay. I hate forces.
Wait a minute. Ian wants to write for Sonic. He said that. He did. I didn't know Ian wanted to write. Well, if that's the case, what are they waiting for? Are you serious?
You got the wrong
He
one on
wants
that
to
one.
write for the games and they're not hiring him? Well, wait a minute. They couldn't because they were in a contract with Pontac and Graf. Now that Pontac and Graf are fired or they left, I don't remember what happened. Now they technically could. They're probably working out something with Ian now. Maybe.
You never know.
We'll never know. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe Ian will do the next issue of the comics and announce, hey, by the way, everybody, I'm working for Sega now. Who knows?
It could happen.
But if the fact that he said that he wants to do it, and everybody that I know of likes his work, hello, let him write for it.
Right.
Like, what are we waiting for? He's definitely earned his spot. He's definitely earned it. Like, come on! I'm sorry. Okay. So, now that I know that Ian has definitely said that he wants to write,
The only thing I can think of.
what is that? What's that noise? What are you doing?
Oh,
We hear crickets!
okay, you can hear crickets. Anyway, what is that? Y'all hear crickets? I
Yes,
hear
it's the
crickets.
ambience. It's the ambience. Turn it off. Jesus.
Anyway, the one thing that I actually thought that they could do,
I low-key love Sonic Lost World, but y'all
I do too, but I hate the story. That's it. That's all. I like it, but I hate the story. That's it.
So actually, Pontac and Graf wrote for one of the Boom games, and they actually did Forces, not just Colors. And they wrote for Generations, but Generations didn't have much of a story, so that doesn't count. So yeah, they've actually been here for a minute, to be honest. Yeah, they did Colors, they did Generations, they did Sonic Lost World, and they
question.
did Crystal, whatever that 3DS game for Boom. And
I don't know.
yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember neither. They did the 3DS game for Boom, the one that nobody really cares about. And then they did Forces, and Forces was their last game. Now they're done. They're done.
So, okay, to everybody here, do you think they should continue the saga of what they did right when Forces finished?
I'll let everybody ponder. They need to go since they came. Exactly, thank you. Oh my god, they should have never.
I'm doing it, whether you like it or not. Damn it.
Shattered Crystal, that's what it was. So I'm gonna wait for him to finish.
Go ahead, you can talk. It's just music. It's just music.
It's kind of loud. Is there a way to just turn it down a bit?
You feel better?
Oh, so what happened? No. Was everybody saying no? Did I ask a question?
When I asked them, should he continue with right after Forces?
Oh, so that's what I was gonna say, because I forgot. So here's the thing. I think that they should revamp the series. Now, the point in which they should revamp it... Alright, y'all gonna hate me. I think they should stop after Heroes. I'm just gonna say it. Happy wife, happy life. It's just because... I don't know, I was talking, and I don't like talking over stuff because I feel like I have to strain my voice. I can't hear what I'm saying. I know they can't just wipe away everything. But
So
Shadow the Hedgehog, I think, should not exist. 06 killed itself, so that doesn't matter.
yeah, that one never happened.
Unleashed is just so out there, you know? I mean, I get that it was a major story. You know, I don't want to say overwrite Unleashed, but Unleashed kind of... It's not even acknowledged anymore. It's just, you know, they don't talk about Chip. They don't talk about Light Guy or Dark Guy. It was just one story. They don't talk about the Werehog anymore. So if they killed Unleashed too, and we just pretend it never happened, it wouldn't matter because it doesn't mean anything. Whereas everything, like Shadow the Hedgehog, I hate to say it, but you know, no, they don't need that. Yeah, it just hurts. Because then I instinctively raise my voice, and I don't mean to raise my voice. I just do it because
I gotcha.
and I don't want to be yelling into the mic and bust all your eardrums. Yeah, anyway, if they can pull up a good story, I wouldn't mind it. So yeah, Chip. So yeah, I'm not saying that they just kill off everything, but I do think they need to revamp it. I think they need to revamp Blaze, and I think they need to revamp Silver. Because here's the problem with Blaze and Silver is that they can't be... They keep giving them excuses for why they're like... Silver's from the future, he keeps coming back in time, and now he's just here hanging out.
Why?
There's no reason why. There's no justification for it. Why is he here? Go back to the future. Your parents miss you. And then Blaze is from another dimension, and she's a princess. Why is she abandoning her castle in the soul dimension? Why does she keep coming here? They have to revamp that. They have to give them better backstory. So keep the characters, but change their backstory. Like, instead of her being from a different dimension, have her be from a different island. In the same world. But from a different island. Have Silver be from... Silver just needs a whole new backstory. He can still be psychic. Maybe it was born in a lab somewhere.
So I feel this. What about this one? Kind of similar to Dragon Ball Z Trunks. His future is pretty much botched. Make Silver stay.
His home is crispy.
Yeah. Exactly. His home is pretty much burnt down to the crisp. Or I think somewhere along the line they were using Silver's handheld cannon.
I like you cut yourself off, Shiva.
So
But yeah.
I don't know. I'm just thinking at this point.
But yeah,
Kind of like with
they gotta redo it because
kind of like with Blaze. Blaze is from another dimension. Make
again, I said
Silver. Make Silver from that same dimension. Boom. Everybody's happy.
Yeah. So pretty much what I said. Blaze, instead of being from another dimension, just have her be in the world. That way she doesn't have to. Oh, I need to travel across dimensions to hang out with my friends. No, she's just let her be there. Oh, so something that's a big plot hole to me is like, how does Silver? Oh, yes, especially doing something in his future. I guess you could. Yeah, pretty much it creates that time loop paradox. Pretty much, yeah. That's a whole problem right there. Honestly, we need a coming of age prequel game of Silver where he grows up from a young kid who was bullied to the hero he is now.
I already talked about that one.
So yeah, Blaze has a stable home, which is true, but I mean, the fact that she's in another dimension, she has to keep coming to Sonic's dimension, it's like, why? Why does she keep coming here? To hang out? Mm-hmm. She's a princess, and she keeps abandoning her homeland to come hang out with these bums. No, just have her be from the same dimension, same world. She just, you know, she's just a warrior princess, and she's like, I have to be with Sonic and gang so that way I can help save the world, and that way our homeland is safe. There you go. Boom. Now, dimensional merging. Now, that could be a way they could, revamp it. They could do dimensional merging, have worlds clash or combined or something. Something. They could come up with something is pretty much what I'm saying. But yeah, everything from colors to forces could pretty much be revamped, honestly. I mean, I think all of that could be cut. I didn't care for Sonic Lost World story. I didn't care about Color story. I didn't really care about any of
Because
them.
there was no story.
There was no story. It was just Sonic telling freaking knock-knock jokes. Haha, Eggman balding the nose hair. Nose hair, you're bald. Nose hair, look at the nose hair. Look at the boogers hanging off the nose hair. And that was it. I'm sorry. That's just how I see Sonic Colors story. I was like, I know it was just one joke, but just the fact that he said it just ruined everything for me. And then he was talking to a dead robot. And even Tails called him off. He's like, Sonic, are you talking to a dead robot? And I was like, how lonely is this bastard? So they could just cut all of that out. The only thing that maybe matters is the Wisp because they're kind of in the comics now. So I think they need to do something else with Planet Wisp. Or Planet Wisp, is that what it's called? Yeah, Planet Wisp. Because they took a freaking elevator to space and the planet was just hovering there. It's like, if the planet was always there, we would have seen it in Sonic SA2, it would have always been there. And even in later games, it's not there. It's like, you know, they look up at the sky, and then they introduce Lost Hex. I'm like, what is it? We went from Monster of the Week to Planet of the Week. Yeah. Everybody complained, oh, they keep introducing new monsters every week. Yeah, well, now they're introducing new planets every week. Pick one. So, you know, cut the Lost Hex. Just no, please, no.
I mean, we can't do anything about it anymore. They're in the comics as well.
Revamp them then. I don't care. Do something with them. But, oh my god, they gotta fix planets. So, like, the Lost Wisp.
They need to do better world building. Let's put it that way.
Infinite Crisis reversed that, but yeah, I agree. What? Infinite Crisis? What's that? I'm winning. Eggman threatens whole plans out of time. Now that could be a good concept. I don't like the way it was implemented in. Why are you playing? What is this? Cow Garden? Oh. Oh, so there's that for thing.
Yeah. It's made by the same guy who did Sonic vs. Darkness.
But I will get into this in a second. But I like when Eggman is threatening. I just don't like how threatening he's been in the past games. Like, oh, okay, you were responding to the comment. My bad. But Eggman has not been really threatening in the games, or if they tried it, it just didn't work out because the story was bad. Again, that was a Pontiac and Graff thing. They're not good writers. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be mean and rude, but that's just they're not good writers. Yeah, they just didn't have the right writers to convey that. I agree. They didn't.
So, okay, were you question? Were you okay specifically with Eggman in, let's see, when did Mike Pollock debut?
With Colors?
No. No. He debuted. No, Mike.
I thought you said Pontiac. My bad. You said Pollock. He debuted with Sonic X.
And
the Sonic X came.
That and he debuted in Shadow the Hedgehog. Was he menacing there? And 06 and Unleashed.
I don't even remember. I don't remember about that.
I think that he did a good job.
Time Eater should be revamped. Yeah, I did that. Revamped. That should just be cut. No Time Eater. No time. Leave that alone. Time. Leave time travel and time eating and all that alone. That just leads to a mess. You didn't name him?
Not yet.
Yeah, Mike debuted as Sonic X.
Yeah, and he did a good job in there too. Like his emotion, he had I think he had more emotion in the there.
Yeah, he debuted in Sonic X, and then the first game he appeared in was Shadow the Hedgehog. He wasn't a main plot point in Sonic X since the Black Comet.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm saying just in the certain points of where you have to interact with him.
It was one cutscene that I saw that he did well. So, as everybody is pretty much saying, it's the writers that need to.
Well, this is what I was going back to, and this is when we were talking about Jim Carrey's performance. That's what I was talking about. Jim Carrey made Eggman well balanced. Like, he's goofy, you see him dancing, and he gets scared, and then he demands a latte. But at the same time, he threatens to make Tom's wife collateral damage. Like, he's threatening, like, oh, that was a real threat. Like, he's okay with killing her. Like, he is absolutely okay with taking your wife's life. Like, that's pretty dark, and I like that. We gotta get rid of timelines, which is why I think Time Eater should be the yeah, I agree. Classic Sonic should be the past, not an alternate dimension.
So that's the other thing. Continuity. Everything is so inconsistent.
Yeah, well, that's because Sonic has horribly suffered because of the shift in story writer. And this kind of happened with... This all started with Izuka, of course, because he's the source of all the problems. So, Shiro Meikawa was the main writer. I think he wrote Adventure 1. I do know Shiro Meikawa wrote Adventure 2. Shiro is the reason for, like, all of our characterization stuff. And then Heroes came along, and Heroes kind of messed up because instead of world building properly and making the levels based on the world they decide from the story, they wrote the story after and based the world building on the level. So they made the levels first and then based the world and the story on that. And that was backward. Don't do that. That's a big no-no. You always build your story first. You always build the world first. Don't create, you don't create levels out of nowhere and then try to make a story out of it. It's not gonna work. Know his past is splinters, which are other often referred to as a wizard. Well, I guess you could say that, but I don't know. I always liked the idea of classic Sonic being, just past Sonic. And now
that there's a whole Sonic Mania, they can do more world building with his past.
Like, here's how I think so I think the series does need a revamp. I think that everything after Generation should just go. To be blunt. And not, the games can still be there, but story-wise, I think all that should just be non-canon. So if you want to say get the Time Eater and eat all that, by all means, get the Time Eater and eat all of that. Because none of those stories matter. They're all self-contained. There's no continuity between them. None of those stories matter at all. They really don't. The only continuity is that Mania leads to Forces, which leads to the comics. That's the only bit of continuity, but other than that, not much.
And that's
and it's just that Forces completely botched the story that I wish now there was no continuity, because we could just say, get rid of Forces.
This didn't exist.
Mega Drive Comics into Sonic Mania 2. Mega Drive Comics? Okay, you'll have to explain.
I'm sorry.
Well, his belly is full. I don't know if there's a way for them to explain the timeline because it is so botched. The continuity has just been destroyed. There is no continuity.
So this is
Sonic TV in the timeline.
I didn't give that to you. That one.
Oh, the Mega Drive comics.
That was what happened to that? Does anybody have the story behind what happened to the Mega Drive comics? Because this was supposed to be a thing, but Archie. That's why.
Oh.
So it got botched. That got botched as well. Because this was part of the 25th anniversary thing that was happening.
So there's just one?
There's 2 or 3.
Hey, what's up there? I saw a couple people come in. Sorry. Oh, I see. Dry Bart? Dry Ike.
Yep, they got canceled.
Dry Ike Bark.
And this
and
was
Ika
good.
Jam, what's up, boys?
Welcome,
I
everybody.
probably botched your names. They got canceled. And unfortunately, yes. So, would be nice. But, again, I don't think they can touch Archie anymore. Now it's just the IDW comic.
Right.
That's just losses.
There's a lot of things they could do.
But yes, I digress. They need to eat up the time from those new games because they're, again, they have nothing to do with anything. They're just self-contained games. Like, Unleash's game just happens in Unleash. Nobody talks about the Werehog. Nobody talks about Light Gaia, Dark Gaia. Even though they're Titans, they came out of the Earth. Nobody cares. Nobody acknowledges it. So it's like, whatever. You know, they need to.
I agree.
They need to reboot the series.
So
They do.
here's what I think they might be trying to do. Adventure 1, remake, whatever.
Hopefully a remaster.
Whatever
Yeah.
for the first two games. Once they are a success, and hopefully they are a success, they either do one of two things. Either a remake or remaster Heroes and take upon... I want them to take upon what they did and right after that. Right after Heroes and then keep it moving.
That's what I pretty much said. I think they should reboot the series after Heroes. You know, because Heroes did bring back Shadow.
They bring back Shadow, so...
And I don't think the story was horrendous, but...
It was simplistic.
It was simplistic, yes. But it doesn't really break the series. All it does is bring back Shadow, that's it. The only problem was that he had amnesia.
Again.
They can get rid of Shadow the Hedgehog. I don't care what anybody says. Just get rid of him.
No?
I don't want him to be no doggone black alien. He's just a black hedgehog. He was born in a lab.
He's right.
But he's not an alien related to Star Octopus with tentacles. No. Big no. He's related to Worm.
Wasn't that Goku? Goku's voice actor?
Yes. That was Sean Shimmer. What a waste. Poor man.
Oh, that was great.
He's a good voice actor. I gotta give him that. I did not know that was Black Doom. He was Black Doom for a bit. Until somebody said it.
No, you don't want him?
He's full. You don't want that? But, yeah. Get rid of Shadow the Hedgehog. 06 cancels itself. I think, honestly, the only thing that matters after that is, you know, Blaze and Silver. And I just said revamp their backstories because one's in an alternate dimension, one's from the future. Just make them a part of Sonic's world and dimension, and then you won't have to give them a reason or excuse to come hang out with everybody. They're just like, hey, you know, they just leave their house and they're off on an adventure. They don't have, oh, I need to collect the Soul Dimension emeralds or whatever they have, rings, rubies, the Soul Rubies. What do they call them?
Phantom Ruby?
Whatever. No, for the Soul Dimension. That Blaze has to.
Soul Emeralds.
Soul Emeralds. There you go. They are emeralds. I thought they were rubies. Okay. So, you know, I don't think Blaze should just, you know, have to keep coming back and forth between dimensions.
I want to name him.
I don't know who you name him. Isn't there like a ATM machine or something?
I haven't been reading, so I've just been going along with it, going with the
because
flow.
we've been yapping.
Yeah.
There's got to be some place, or maybe you have to hit start. Or you drown them.
No, we're not drowning them.
I was just wondering. Soul Emeralds. There you go. Yes. Thank you.
Oh.
Guys. Oh, okay.
No.
He got nothing. And the other one's about to walk in.
He's got so upset.
Wait, when you pick them up or you approach them, is there a way to interact with them other?
Yeah, you can pedal.
Oh. Yeah, again, for the new people who came in, I believe that Blaze should still be a princess. You know, keep her backstory, just don't have her be in an alternate dimension. So that way she
Make her have her own kingdom instead.
Yeah, well, she did have her own kingdom in an alternate dimension.
Yeah, but keep it in the same dimension, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All this alternate dimension stuff is just...
And for Silver, they gotta kill the time travel. Just have him be in Sonic's universe at Sonic's time. Change his backstory, because the whole Iblis trigger thing was just bad anyway. Just get rid of all of that. We don't need Iblis Trigger.
Finally found him.
We don't need
Iblis.
Mephistophelies or Mephistophelies
Yes.
or whatever the boy's name was, Maleficent.
Is it? I'll hold you to it. Cause I'll try it. I will try it.
I never heard of that.
It's another fan game. There's a lot.
Wait, it was Mephilos? What's the boy's name? Mephilius? Mephistophelies. Maleficent.
Mephiles?
Maleficent. I
Anyway.
really want to see Blaze's kingdom. Yes! And if her kingdom was in Sonic's dimension, we
There
could
help
visit.
her.
Oh my god, could you imagine her kingdom in full 3D? So pretty. It like I mean I think
You're
we
already in the 3D stage.
Okay, so you know what? I wanna talk about that. I want to see classic Sonic full 2D. I want to see all of that story like continued with Mania, but I want it to be separate from the 3D games. I want to see 2D games on one side, 3D games on the other.
Name. Go no name.
Because this is something that has always bothered me with Sonic. When you look at Mario games, they separate, you know, they recycle through their different style games. You get Paper Mario, well, sometimes you get Paper Mario. I heard there's a new one. You get Mario Party. You get, you get the Olympic Games, obviously. You get Mario Kart. You get the 3D world or 2D world, whichever world it is. You get the Mario world. I don't know if they're doing another Galaxy. I heard possibly that they will after a while. We just got Luigi's Mansion. Like, they take turns and they give their characters games. And, you know, they do donkey
Time. One of the
Sometimes.
main important things about this whole developing games as a whole is just time. Time
Yes.
constraint. And
Like, Sonic
I
could do
hate-
that. Sonic could go back and forth between 2D and 3D.
And I'm gonna keep coming back to Forces because at the end of the day, Forces should have been the successor of the Boost formula as a whole. We had, like, real talk, we had Generations pretty much was down packed to
With the
gameplay,
Boost, yeah.
gameplay wise, down packed to the brim. All they needed was a damn good story, and we couldn't even do that right. Tails
But-
Adventure. I would dig that. And you know why I would dig that? Tails Adventure 2? Wait.
But wait, where's Tails Adventure 1?
Oh, Tails Adventure 1 was handheld.
Is that when he had the bomb?
The bombs
Oh,
and
okay.
handheld.
I didn't know how
I would dig that because, one, I would want it to be like Ratchet and Clank. That would...
See, Shibo, you and me. You and me. Yes, we are actually playing Paper Mario on the what is
Twitch.
the Wii U. Yes,
On
we've
Twitch.
actually been streaming Paper Mario 64 because he's never played it. So I'm kind of playing it for him. But
I've been watching.
yeah, he's watching. He's watching me run through it. So, Tails Adventure 2, that would be cute. But while we're on the subject of a Chow world, how about a 3D Chow Garden game? Like just a spin-off, not even a full game, you know, not adventure, you know, no story, just a Chow Garden game. You know how many people play? Like it's just not even like a full title, it's just like a little spin-off game.
They got a whole mobile device that they
I
could
don't
be
want
doing.
it to be on a mobile device.
Why not?
I want it to be full 3D.
It's pretty much... What?
I want it to be full 3D.
I mean...
Like I want it to be like Adventure 2's Chow Garden, but I want it to be full 3D with like actual environment. But you can't really get. I mean, you can get on the phone, but then you have to tap it. And it's
But
like,
then you get to do it with all your friends. Like, that's literally
like,
a banker.
They could make online.
Yeah, but
they could
I
make it
feel
online
like
on
we
a
should
console.
start small first.
Well, I mean, they could. I mean, not to say they couldn't make it for mobile too. Any of y'all's content beforehand? Well, thank you. We try to be cool. I mean, try. I try. I'm glad I'm not annoying any of you. 'Cause as much as obnoxious as I am and blabbing on for like 20 minutes, and my voice cracks.
Jesus.
I'm crazy. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, my wife.
Yeah, he does that all. Like,
That's...
get out of here.
Alright.
You got, yes, I got Animal Crossing. I've been into Animal Crossing. I am making my, I don't know, I might start over. I'm gonna possibly start my Animal Crossing over because I'm not happy with the name. I don't want to. What I'm thinking about is giving all of my stuff to people I know and then just buying it back from them.
Oh my gosh, here we go. Here y'all come.
AC Gang, hey!
Oh, okay, I need to build him up. A lot.
Little houses! Oh my god, that'd be cute! I always killed me that we just left our freaking Chow out in a garden. I'm like, what if it rains?
Aren't they? Well, it's raining now, and they're perfectly okay with it. Aren't they?
No, they need houses. They need houses. They need actual houses. They need little Chow houses.
Aren't they technically liquid creatures anyway?
Yes, but that's not the point. They get sick and they sneeze. Didn't you ever see your Chow sneeze?
Huh? They sneeze?
I thought they did. I'm pretty sure they did. They do a little.
Yeah, they did sneeze.
A little motion. Like I don't think they make a noise.
They sneeze. They yawn.
Yeah.
All that does.
They sounded like baby. I'm saying Animal Crossing is pretty much a revamp.
It could work. It could work.
But that's why I want it to be like full 3D. But I do see what you're saying because let's say that they did do a full 3D Chow Garden game.
Y'all would have torches
because
at their spot.
Unless they do like multi console cross, whatever the heck they were gonna do, we won't be able to connect unless we're on the same platform. So I do agree that is problematic. So I can see doing it on a mobile phone, so that way you can talk to it. Give us a custom avatar and I'd be set. They should do that. Let you be the main cast or let you make your own person. That'd be cool.
Come on, No Name.
Be cool if they had more Chow forms too. They had the Sonic Chow and they had the Shadow Chow. They should have a Knuckles, Tails.
I just thought of an interesting idea.
What?
Instead of attaching the Wisps to Sonic and all them,
attach the Chows.
Attach them to the Chows.
Stand Chow. Oh yeah, I am standing the Chows all day, every day. Like I love these little creatures. I spent hours, and I mean hours, of my childhood raising these little things.
Here we are doing it again.
I got one of them up to level 50, no hacks. Cause I see some people got hacks and they beat them up. I didn't do the whole level 99 now. Because I got most of them up to level 50. I wasn't just one Chow, I raised all of them equal. Because you know how long it takes to get a whole garden full of Chow up to level 50
The only thing I've
each.
done was raised a Chow.
What?
Sonic Chow and a Shadow Chow.
I did that too. Chow gun.
This is an interesting way of flying, but
No more Wisp spawns. Well, I don't know how that's gonna work because they are in the comics. They're in the comics and they're in the game. So the Wisp are canon, unless again they revamp them or they send them off into another universe. But I don't think they're gonna do that.
as long I don't.
Your favorite Crush 40 song? What song is this? I can't hear it.
I can. Oh, it's Heroes. What I'm made of. I liked the Wisps in the very first game, the only game that they were in. After Lost World and after Forces, it was just like, okay,
Oh no, I completely forgot about that. These kittens killed the child. They were all crying. Don't you remember when they burnt Chaos's shrine on fire?
Yeah.
Isn't that a strange turn of events? After they burn it on fire, then they're tasked to guard his place. That's kind of sad. But yeah, that would be so sad because you know it was kind of comical back in the 90s when SA1 dropped.
Oh god.
And they got stomped
They're
on.
and now they're gonna like. But if they do remake it and it's all graphic and
yeah, the
stuff,
graphics are updated. Yeah, that would be a tearjerker. That would be so sad. Seeing them get stunned. Now, they're probably not going to kill them because that might be too dark. They might knock them out or hurt them or something.
Oh.
Or they might hit him.
I don't know. Forces kind of emphasized, hey, we're gonna do some things.
Yes, we
Oh no!
do need
No,
more
no, no, no,
of
no,
them.
no, no!
Where
No!
are you? Where are you?
That one!
Oh, he's
And I used too
tired.
much stamina.
You are dead last.
I came dead last right after
You
that.
need more fruit.
Ugh.
You can't even tell yours apart. Like, try again.
Mm.
Oh, I love Black Knight's song. I think it was pretty awesome. Yeah, hell yeah.
Alright, try that again.
I love... One thing that's been consistent about this series is that the music has just...
Been consistent.
It's been consistent.
There
Really
might be
has.
a few eyebrow raises, but it's always been consistent.
Yeah. It's been pretty good. Alright, so...
We've been going. I think we've been going for about 2 hours
We
now.
have, we've been yapping. So here's what I just want to wrap it up real quick. So the future of Sonic. They revamp it. They revamp not all of it, you know, but I
Enough.
say after Hero. And then they give Blaze and Silver a new backstory, and everybody else after that, that doesn't really matter. Like the characters that don't matter. Either revamp them as well, or scrap them. Get rid of them. Like, that's what I say. And then
Continuity.
they need to work on the continuity greatly. Well, yes, I did like Sonic Chronicles.
Story-wise.
I do want to see more RPG games, but the story and the music, my god. So, I didn't like Chronicles, but I like the concept of Chronicles. I did like an RPG. Did like that. That's the only thing I like from Chronicles. The concept of it. But, yeah, Chronicles could itself go. But I do hope... Oh, that's how you name them? Or...
No,
No.
I'm still trying to figure it.
There might be a way to name them.
I've just been flowing. Did the run? I did
Classic Collection on DS. Nice. But okay, so I believe so. Aside from revamping it, I do believe that the classic games need to stay separate from the modern. I mean, I don't want them.
swear, if I
I don't
see
want them-
classic in another modern game, I'm going to lose it.
I think classic Sonic is supposed to be past Sonic. That's how it should stay. And he can't intervene. He can't intermingle with his modern stuff. I see what he says. We need a new
Genius.
Sonic collection game that contains all
No,
the
I'm
games.
talking about
Oh,
the,
I know. I saw that.
Atlas.
Sonic RPG by Atlas. Yes, that would be good.
Genius.
And they're
Boom.
like, yo.
Sega, I hope you are looking at this stream right now.
I doubt it. They're not here.
Like, revelation.
But, you know, the more Sega has shown that they do listen to their fans, so the more people spread their ideas around, the more people are talking about it, you know? Especially the Sonic Facebook pages. The Sonic Facebook and Sonic Twitter. They look at that stuff.
And they also have been doing their surveys, though.
Yeah, and the survey, so bring it up to their attention. Let them know, hey, what about a Sonic RPG? Not
Right.
like Chronicles, but, you know, a good one. Good one. Good music. Need strong direction for the future. Yes, they do. They really do, because with the hype of the movie, if they botch this, it's been generations since I seen you.
Mm.
No more bad pun, please.
I mean, they did it. It happened.
They might put Classic Sonic in the adventure prologue like last time on Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah.
That's fine. That's perfectly okay. They can do that. But if Ugh.
That's fine. Like, if Sonic is referencing his past, that's fine. Because he's like, you know, he's flashbacked himself as a child, then yes, he would envision himself as classic Sonic. That would make sense.
I'm buying.
Goodness.
I don't have enough.
Yeah. But, classic Sonic and modern Sonic separate. They need to start cycling through their games. 2D games, 3D games, separate. Now, if you want to do the boost formula, fine, but that needs to be separate from 3D. It needs to be separate from 2D. Sonic RPG, that would be awesome, but keep it separate. That could probably be 3D. I would count that as a part of the 3D. Unless they do a 2D RPG. I don't know if anybody would want that for classic Sonic. 3D Sonic, people would probably be more
classic
accepting.
fans would go berserk.
Berserk, so no. I think that if they are going to do RPG, it has to be full 3D. So we're just going to put that down at 3D set. I don't know if they're going to do racing.
That's fine. Okay. This is me. Racing. I need my riders back. I need my rider series back. I appreciate the car. I appreciate the car. I love Transform. But Sonic needs to be on the board. His standard is coolness. So
and being on the
board is considered cool. Skates. They called it Extreme Gear for a reason. It's called Extreme Gear.
Yeah.
Like I've been playing Riders PC version. I know you guys have been seeing it, but I've been playing it almost once a day.
Yeah.
Pretty much, and I am addicted to that game all over again. It's crazy. Some of his power went down.
Anime cutscenes or animated cutscenes? Anime cutscenes?
So, but we better get anime cutscenes in the Adventure Reader. So, animation cutscenes. Okay, I didn't hate it. I just thought it looked ugly.
They do look ugly, but if they were to make it now with a better model, then it would be fine.
It would be that game would be the GOAT. But for the person for KJ, when he said that they should do animated cutscenes, I think they should do that for the classic game.
Yeah, like kind of what they did for what was it called, Mania?
They did it before and after the sequel.
That's what they did.
Like I like the way they did the creator did that fan game and how they did the.
So I do like that, but for the game,
animation. This animation kind of similar to Forces.
Oh,
just with better.
Well, I was thinking like for the actual in-game cutscenes, rather than animation. Not to say they couldn't do it. I just, when I think of in-game cutscenes for the classes, I think of, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Because I'm sorry, classic game-wise, Sonic 3 and Knuckles had the best in-game cutscenes. It did the best storytelling. It did. So I like it when the in-game cutscenes kind of match the character. It doesn't break away from it.
Yeah.
Because, animation can kind of, like, you have a 3D model and then you break away to 2D animation. That kind of breaks away.
Yeah, and,
or unless you use CGI, then it's like...
Yeah, but, the fan games did that. They kept the in-game cutscenes. They didn't speak, but it looked in-game and they just had reactions.
Yeah.
That was perfectly fine.
So, I could see it going two ways. I could see it going both ways. But... to me, I do think that when you suddenly cut to animation, like an anime, it does break away from the game. For me, it's just kind of like, you're going from a 3D model to anime, which is 2D. So that, it may work, it can work. But for me, I kind of like when the cutscenes kind of flow with the model. So that way it doesn't look like you just shifted to anime land. Your 3D.
There was. I don't remember. Can't think of it.
The studio that did Sonic X back then animated this. Wait, I saw Dr. Stone. That was them. What?
Wait. Hold on. Pause. Rewind. Backtrack. Wait. What?
Oh, okay. I got you, KJ.
The studio that did Sonic X back then animated this.
Dr. Stone. Please. I did not know that at all. We watched Dr. Stone. Like, we are fans of Dr. Stone.
Do you understand how amazing that animation is for that specific anime? If they redid Sonic X like this? Oh my gosh!
Oh, look, you peeked.
I did peek.
No, not the only one.
Oh my gosh.
But I got what you're saying, KJ. I got it.
Oh my goodness. I would.
Okay, so we're pretty much conjuring a list right now of what they need to do. Revamp the series. Again, After Heroes.
They just need to revamp everything.
Remaster or remake one of them, the adventure games. Separate the different styles of Sonic, RPG and 3D one side, Boost one side, another
Take your
side.
time with your games.
2D classic style games like Mania, that side, you know.
Take your time with your
Take
games.
your time, yes, big thing.
Quality control, that's another thing.
Quality control, and
Standards.
definitely don't rush your games. There's no reason to be rushing.
So I told you about Forces, how the Hedgehog Engine 2 was in development for 3 years and the gameplay was for... Yeah.
We need another Sonic anime. Oh
He's a
god.
I mean, he is a shonen, so... He's technically a shonen. He's from Japan.
Sonic Riders opening was made by Attack on Titan animators? Are you
Yep.
serious? I didn't know that.
Yep. Yes.
That's wicked.
Yes.
They're pretty good.
So...
Sonic's getting all
these people...
these good, talented people, and then what happened?
Want to wrap it up?
Oh yeah.
We've been going for 2 hours.
Oh wow. I want dessert too. Alright. Alright, so to wrap it up, revamp. Separate the styles, the gameplay styles.
Keep
and
it consistent. Keep
keep
your
it
continuity. Quality. Time.
Stop changing the writers. Hire Ian Flynn and keep him until he dies.
Keep Tyson Hess.
Or
keep,
until he retires.
Keep your girl Jasmine. I don't know if you guys have been watching their, back then, have you been watching their, Thursday streams, but they do it all the time.
I really want to make a Sonic fan game, to be honest. Hey, if you know how to, go on, do it.
Yeah.
Toei did CD, yes, I knew that. Exactly,
we've-
Ethan, thank you. So, you know, that's something that Sega needs to learn. They need to learn to market. Sega has so much to learn. They need to learn to market, they need to learn to take their time. You gotta learn to stop rushing themselves. If a game is not ready, push it back. That's literally what every other company does. Push it back, we will wait. We'll have
we
no
will
choice but
gladly wait.
yes, if it means that we can avoid another Sonic Boom, another Sonic 06, just take your time. Seriously. There's no excuse for leaving, sending out a $60 broken game. No, that's unacceptable. Studio Gal did the OVA. Yes.
Alright, people. I think it's safe to say that we're done here.
Yes.
I'm gonna spend time with her. But as always, it's a pleasure. Like, comment. The people who are currently here, welcome if you're new.
Thanks for checking us out.
Right. Like,
Glad we
this was cool. This was awesome.
It was mainly the Ashley Blab session, but I'm glad you guys didn't mind me yapping for 2 hours straight.
So dominantly all video game sessions happen on Twitch. And then sometimes we throw it up on YouTube. But if you guys want to join us for Twitch sessions, I have a channel. She has a channel. Swing by, say
Well,
hi.
I have a channel, but I don't do anything on it. Don't follow me, please.
Follow her.
No, I
Oh,
fight people.
Ashley. Oh.
Oh, you mean on Twitch? I thought you meant on YouTube.
I said Twitch.
I'm a troll on YouTube. Don't follow me on YouTube, please.
That's not what you meant.
I fight with everybody on YouTube. You guys don't want to be a part of that. But on Twitch, yes. I'm very nice on Twitch.
Alright, people. We are out. And
Later.
yes. Get
Oh
this
yeah, Ori and the Blind Forest.
Ori and the Will of the
You were
Wisp.
thinking Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh!
But absolutely.
Oh, you guys are just chatting.
Alright, people. Deuces.
Alright, come follow. Yay! Fans, hooray! I'm gonna be playing Animal Crossing though for my AC fans, so check y'all later. Bye. Bye!